So we're going to do some shoulder work with Luke supine. I'm going to put this about right here to predict where he's going to lay down. I have the stretchy thing underneath it. Luke, go ahead and lay down on your back, please, face up. There you go. Just like that. We're going to fold this over. And for the case of the shoulder, that's even double folded to get a little bit more anterior support. I'll have you rest that up. Good. Roll away from me just a little bit and then back towards me. Very good. And for this, we would probably use, not probably, we would use a leg wedge. Now Luke, let me help you out here. I'm going to pretend like you're not all that strong. I want you to bend your knees, please. Good. And then when I ask you to, okay, I want you to lift your legs, tighten your stomach. Good. Just right underneath there. So that's how we put a wedge underneath. If you want to take it out, Luke, I'm going to have you bend your knees up towards your chest. Good. And then just set your feet straight down, okay, so that they don't extend away from themselves. Back up. Very good. Now from here, Luke, you already know how to use this, but you're going to press this. It's going to get hot. When it gets warm enough, make sure you release this, okay? And from that position, we can just do some stretching. You're just going to really relax there like that. And you can even rest your arm. But again, we don't do anything here without some kind of exercise. So while you're in this position, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back. I could even help you with this one side. And relax. And you can help with both sides like that. So you're just helping the person relax. But before you do that, take some time to do your paperwork, and that'll give it a chance to warm up a little bit. Now, I will warn you about this. If you take this heating pad off right now, and if the heat had been turned on for 15 minutes, and then that person rolls back over, this Naugahyde is going to be extremely hot. So do not do this. Okay, I'm going to take this away from you. All right, and then relax. Luke was getting worried, but we didn't have to worry about it because this was not plugged in. I saw the worry in your eyes. You were worried? So that's the supine stretch. Now, again, he's in this position. I'm going to raise him up a little bit. And, you know, we know that his shoulders want to curl forward. So I'm going to do some stretching. I'm going to combine that with some external rotation here. Just trying to stretch that out. Now in this case, Luke's shoulder moves really good. In fact, it's extremely mobile because he's a swimmer. His shoulder blade does not move as well. So a lot of people are going to be just the opposite. Their shoulder blade bottoms out there and then their shoulder is stuck. In the case of a frozen shoulder, this is where we might have him put his watch on this side, attach some elastic band to this end, and then tie that elastic band over here to a chair to stretch that low prolonged stretch for 5, 10, up to 20 minutes. That would be the case of a frozen shoulder. He does not have a frozen shoulder. And in this case, he's under the mobility protocol, so we're actually trying to create mobility. If somebody had an acute injury, you know, just because we know how to do joint mobilizations, an acute injury does not need joint mobilizations. A lot of times it needs stabilization. There are exceptions. So you felt that shoulder reposition just a little bit as I pressed it down. All I'm doing here is just applying some traction force, a little bit of PA glides with that, just like that. And again, we're assuming that this is a stiff shoulder, not an acute shoulder. The way I can usually tell if somebody has some instability issues is I'll ask them, when you're walking and your foot hits the ground, does your shoulder hurt when your foot hits the ground? That's a telltale sign they have some instability. The last thing you should be doing is pulling on it. But if they have some restrictions, or if they have an impingement where they go up like this and say, oh, that hurts, and then they go up a little further and say, oh, now it's better, well, that tells you that you want to separate those surfaces a little bit, and doing mobilization is something that's actually going to help them out.